All right. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Planning Pulse podcast. My name is Matt Harvison. With me, as always, is my good friend here, Beau Mellon. And special guest for us today is Alex Beall. Alex, how are you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, Matt?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. Beau never asked me how I'm doing, so I really like having guests on the show. They care about me as well, so I appreciate you being here with us today. It's a new year. It's 2025. New year brings new resolutions, new goals for your organization. Before we get into maybe goals for your organization, let's talk resolutions. Alex, any New Year's resolutions for you this year?
Yeah, for sure. Headed into the new year, looking to do two things. One, signed up for a 10K at the end of February. Not much of a runner, so getting
Okay.
started on that, which I'm looking forward to. Goal is just to finish and to run the whole way, so not looking to be fast, but looking forward to that. And then looking forward to hopefully doing some more reading this year. Looking to get at least 12 books under my belt, which will be,
Wow.
an increase from zero last year. So
No, I love that. I love that. Beau, what about you?
Yeah, so right now I'm about an 11 and a half or 12 handicap in golf. I want to get that into the single digits by the end of the year. So
Okay.
drop
Okay.
about 3 strokes on average. It's, super
All
riveting
right.
stuff. A lot lower IQ than Alex's reading goal, but it'll be good.
No, I like
Matt?
that. So, oh man, put me on the spot. I was going to say golf. I was going to say running. All that's good. I was not going to say reading. I can tell you that right now. I'm not going to be doing 12 books, but enough about New Year's resolutions. I want to dig into maybe some resolutions that you may be having for your organization heading into the new year. One of those may be exploring an enterprise performance management system or an EPM tool. Want to take a step back from our normal conversations that Beau and I typically have about workday adaptive planning and really diving deep into what workday adaptive planning can do for you and really look a little bit more holistically around what is an EPM tool and how it can help your organization. So that's why I figured Alex would be the best one to bring into the conversation today because we're having these conversations with customers and prospects, folks who are evaluating EPM tools sometimes for the first time, sometimes for the fifth, and even more times. So it's great to have a good foundation around what an EPM tool is, what it can do for you. So Alex, that's why I brought you in the conversation today. Really, maybe let's open it up and just explain what is an EPM tool, what can it do for an organization, then we'll dive into a little bit of maybe how it can strengthen processes compared to maybe how things are being done for your organization today.
yeah, absolutely. So, in terms of an enterprise performance management solution or an EPM tool, this is ultimately going to be a solution or a software platform that's designed to help organizations plan, manage, and analyze financial and operational planning across their business. So, think about it like it's the brain behind your planning, your budgeting, and your forecasting, where you can really centralize all of that different financial and operational data to give you the ability to analyze, adapt, and overall just act with confidence as an organization instead of juggling countless Excel sheets, which, we're going to find are prone to errors, have version control issues, they have inefficiencies, you have trouble getting multiple users into it to contribute and overall build to your total plan. So overall, just providing you with that more streamlined platform to design and support more accurate decision making.
Yeah, I think I just put a graphic up on the screen for us. What she said there is really sort of the catalyst for the conversation today. Just like you mentioned, folks are operating a lot inside of Excel spreadsheets today. I know, Beau, most conversations that we have with folks who are evaluating a tool like Workday Adaptive Planning for the first time is right now we're operating inside of spreadsheets. And as you all know, they're error prone, just like Alex mentioned. We've got folks who are coming in and overriding cells. I don't know, Beau, you have a lot of those similar conversations, I'm guessing, as well, right?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Alex, Matt, and I are talking to people daily that are, kind of in a scenario that we see on screen here. They're sitting inside of Excel or Google Sheets where they have security issues. They don't know who's making what edits to a file. It's really hard for them to spin up a new iteration of their budget or their forecast or their report and do a best case, worst case baseline scenario analysis, things of that nature, right? Inside of an EPM tool, we really bring in holistic view of the entire organization. Like Alex said, is it financial? Is it operational? Is it HR related? Whatever it may be, into a tool that's going to be more secure. It's going to allow you to audit changes that have been made and allow you to spin up new scenarios a lot more quickly. It just really adds a lot of added time back into y'all's day in the long run instead of, still being in Excel. So this business as usual slide does a really good job of showing that off from a financial aspect. And so, yeah, Matt, I mean, we hear things like this all the time, and an EPM tool helps a lot with that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the business as usual, just like we've been hitting on inside of spreadsheets and maybe a lot of spreadsheets combine into generating those financial statements. And then essentially we export those out to PowerPoint or to another Excel document to be able to produce some reporting packages. But you kind of hit the nail on the head there whenever you mentioned security, you mentioned versioning, you mentioned the ability to spin up sort of what if scenario reports. A lot of those are challenges that we experience inside of Excel. And maybe Alex, I'll just ask you to speak a little bit to, challenges that we hear from prospects, customers, on a daily basis about maybe a little bit digging a little bit more into business as usual or spreadsheets as usual and the challenges that exist there compared to an EPM tool.
Yeah, absolutely. So like it says on the screen here, spreadsheets take a village, and there's usually a lot of people you have who are kind of coming into play and contributing to your budgeting and planning process, which I think is illustrated really well by that previous slide too, of just the multiple different workbooks that you're operating out of, trying to consolidate in to get to your final P&L, then push that out to whatever visuals and board reports you need to in PowerPoint. It's cumbersome, it's manual, it's time consuming, and it's just not the most efficient way to be running your business. So where an EPM solution comes into play and kind of the key components and areas of value that it's going to contribute to your organization is in a number of different areas. So one is around that budgeting and forecasting process. So adopting an EPM solution is going to streamline and automate the budgeting and forecasting process to have all your users contribute in one centralized location, to have more accurate and collaborative information to be planning off of and reporting off of, which leads me to the financial reporting component. So again, because all of your data is consolidated, you'll be able to pull from multiple different sources of actuals, as well as have your forecasted data to be able to put together real-time financial and operational reports for your business. You can also run multiple scenario plans or what if scenarios based off of the data that you have within the system very easily and agilely, and see the performance analytics flow out of the system as well to be able to report off of. And overall, that's going to ensure that, again, you have compliance and total data governance really, and accuracy to be able to go back and trace through audit trails to find out where changes have been made in the system as you go through and flush out different versions and scenarios of your plan. So overall, kind of what we find is that in today's business environment, that agility is really everything when it comes to planning and reporting. We see shifts all the time across the market, changes in terms of customer demands or competition that's always going to be kind of moving throughout the marketplace. So when you leverage an EPM tool, you can actually, again, run those real-time scenarios, spot trends, and make decisions on your business in real time to be able to overall optimize the way that business is being done. So it's not just about overall improving accuracy, but it's about actually empowering your team to plan smarter, be more collaborative, and really just stay ahead of the curve.
Yeah. And one of the things you said there is really about agility. And when I think of agility within an organization, it is the synchronization of multiple parts of the organization or multiple departments of the organization, right? Whether that's your team that's operating on the HR side, bringing that real-time workforce analytics data to be able to generate headcount and cost analysis, or whether that's our sales team coming in and putting in quotas and bookings and projections to generate a true revenue forecast, really all the way through to your financial and your FP&A team generating those core financial statements. It's everybody working towards the same organizational goal, but it's still picking up a lot of the things that Beau mentioned before, right? Security, versioning, what if scenarios, the ability to do sort of reporting on the fly. So there's a lot of benefits to be gained from taking on or adopting an EPM tool. Just sort of, as you can see here, we're really able to bring in all parts of the organization to get us everybody aligned and sort of on that same organizational path.
Absolutely. So a couple of things I would say just in terms of kind of who we're talking to and who we're finding that actually needs an EPM solution. A couple of key kind of themes or areas that we see is one, just a need to move beyond basic spreadsheet planning. So needing to get more strategic, run more scenarios, have more agility, have more collaboration is all going to be kind of a key driver there. kind of leaning into that also is just gaining more time on your hands for value add analysis. So not running into all of that time spent around manual activities of putting together reports or budgets, and kind of just having more time on your hands to actually empower the organization through analytics. Also just being able to scale overall operations and handle more sophisticated financial structures, and just overall from a business perspective, really align operational execution with the strategic objectives of the business and of leadership. So kind of in closing, what we find from an EPM solution is that it really helps businesses improve that visibility, control, decision-making across their organizational and operational landscapes. Investing in an EPM tool, it's really a step forward, and more than that, but a leap forward into the future of planning, and really is going to be monumental in terms of the impacts that it does have in terms of your business performance and processes.
Yeah, a couple of things you said there. It absolutely is a step forward. You know, there is absolutely a cost of continuing to operate inside of spreadsheets, continuing to just go through business as usual, business as normal, not to mention the time savings you're going to get from an EPM tool. But what we really aim to do with EPM tools, such as Workday Adaptive Planning, is to generate organizational strategic alignment, just like you said, through collaboration, through the ability to, have increased scalability. And Beau mentioned agility as well. That's really what you're going to gain by picking up or taking on an EPM tool is the ability to make organizational decisions together based off of data rather than having to go back and figure out the numbers. We're actually going to be putting the numbers to use rather than trying to find those numbers. So Alex, appreciate you joining us here today. Beau, any closing thoughts from your side?
No, I'm all good. I think Alex summarized it pretty well, and it's pretty similar to meetings I'm on with her. I sit back and let her do all the talking, so I can stay quiet.
No, it's always great to have Alex on the phone. Any opportunity that we get to be on together, all three of us, I really appreciate that and really enjoy these times. And I'm going to start working on what my New Year's resolution is going to be. But for now, thanks for tuning in to the latest episode of the Planning Pulse podcast, and we'll see you again soon. You can plan on it.